All right, let's clap it up. Once again, Shalom Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Salute all the brothers out there. Shalom Yabashim Yashai Brakatham. Yahweh Adam Bashim Yashai to all the sisters. I'm preaching also 5,000 Kasar Pakat. This Thursday night scripture breakdown for ISBK Northern California, ISBK Oakland, Bay Area, Sacramento. If you in the area, tap into the class, come in to the building 2213 McDonald Avenue, Richmond, California. We here 4 days out of the week, 4 or 5 days out of the week. All right. We're going to start off with any questions in the room. If you have any questions online, go ahead and type. All right. Let's see.
I was hoping to get a breakdown on the book of Susanna, chapter 56.
Right.
In the Apocrypha.
All right.
A breakdown on, well, first, were these men, I got a different breakdown from the brother, and I just like to officially go over, like, were these men of Israel, or the heathens? And along with that, how was it that they were able to become judges in Israel?
Okay. Let's get there. Susanna what?
Susanna chapter 56.
Verse 56.
Okay.
Can got it. This is the history of Susanna, chapter 1 and verse 56. So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty has deceived thee, and lust has perverted thy heart.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's the question again?
The question is, are these men Israelites? And if they are not Israelites, how did they come in to become judges in Israel?
Okay. So, when you say judges in Israel, what do you mean?
Sloggy, it was talking about earlier in the book, it talks about how there were two elders that were judges.
Mm-hmm. You mean I'm saying in Israel? What do you mean in Israel?
Oh God, Sloggy, because they were judges over the people.
Okay.
And they're in the Israelite society. Or Sloggy, I know they're in Babylon.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Babylon, but they were brought up as elders and judges for the people. I was just confused on that.
No sweat. So usually when certain things can always be revealed by going up a few verses, going down a few verses, going to the beginning of the chapter to help you just get context. So let's just go to Susanna 1 and 1.
This is the history of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 1.
Right.
There dwelt a man in Babylon called Jakim.
Right. So they were living in Babylon, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Shishlis, a very fair woman, and one that feared the Lord. Verse 3. Her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. Verse 4. Now Joachim was a great rich man,
right,
and had a fair garden joining unto his house, and to him resorted the Jews,
right,
because he was more honorable than all others.
right. So this brother was an honorable brother. he was studied in the laws. He made decisions and gave people guidance based on the laws of the Most High that were given to Moses, right? And a lot of people would come to him and ask questions of him because of this. So many Israelites will come to this brother for that reason, right? But we are still in captivity, so it's no difference than us being in this nation right now. People going to General Muhammad to get counsel, get advice, to judge this matter, but he is not an official judge in the society. So let's go into the next verse.
Verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
The same year were appointed two of the ancients of the people to be judges.
Right.
So,
Hold on. What do you think this means?
So when I read it, it's saying there were two older people that were appointed to be judges of people.
Right. Okay.
And when I read it, I take that as Jews.
Right.
Just as a Jew.
Right, because it says ancients, right?
Of
Let's
people.
right. Let's keep reading a little bit more.
right. Such as the Lord spake of that wickedness came from Babylon, from ancient judges.
Right, from these judges, they come from Babylon from ancient times. This is the ancient way that these people were running and ruling the Babylonian people, is how these people were appointed in that same line, that same lineage. So I could see how you could put it as the ancients of Israel, but right here it's revealing that these were actually Babylonian judges that were in that same lineage from the ancient times. Let's keep going a little bit.
Who seemed to govern the people.
Who did what?
Who seemed to govern the people.
Right. So they weren't actually governing the people in essence because they were not Israelites. They seemed to govern people. So it's a very, it's very, yeah, you just gotta like really pay attention right there. You know what I mean? And it's very easy. I can see someone interpret it that way, but the actual breakdown is from Commander Johanna, like I said, from Hebrew Academy. He went over it with his brothers that these men were actually Babylonian men. Right? And we can go to the next verse.
Verse 6. These kept much at Joseph's house, and all that had any suits in law came unto them.
Right. So same thing. Like you got to think about lawsuits in these situations the same way as in America. You know what I mean? This is actually they have the authority to do these things. They weren't giving Israelites the authority in this nation to exact judgments on that manner, if that makes sense. There's a certain level that we can make some decisions on our own, but we can't make these major decisions because we were still in captivity. We weren't just living in Babylon, we were enslaved in Babylon. Let me see. Is that or you got some more? I know your face when you go ahead up.
Where does people get the breakdown that these brothers had the spirit of Canaan and were actually Israelites?
So I don't want to say that because I don't know who said that. You know what I mean? And so it could be someone that was either thinking they remember this breakdown, or at that point in time they just broke it down from what they thought they were reading, which is why it's very important to always don't be sure, make sure. Because before you teach something, it's very important that we all teach the same things. You understand? So I can't speak on behalf of that. Sometimes even in the Bible, we know the disciples of Christ forgot things. You know what I'm saying? Like they forgot about the baptism or didn't understand it. So sometimes it can happen with a situation where someone thought that's what they remember and just say it that way. That's the only thing I can say to that. Yeah. Let's see. What Well, I think if you go through it, there might be something else here that reveals that. It's also, if you go into all right. All right, that's it for that. All right, any other questions you have on Matthew? Oh no, go ahead, Morgan.
Oh, slow, so another 7 questions, fine.
Okay,
Mark basket?
let's go with the young man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just wanted to break down on Matthew chapter 5 and verse 27, 28.
Was there anything specific in this one?
Specific question, sir.
Mhm.
God, it says this is about looking at a woman, lusting after a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and my understanding is that, you know what I'm saying, even if you are to have a wife, there is some sort of lustful thought within having a wife or looking at a woman's beauty.
Mhm.
I feel like, you know, Christians will try to bring this out to say, you know, you're not supposed to look at a woman at all,
Mhm.
like, and, you know, admire her beauty in that way. But it's like, how would you ever gain the rib if you didn't look at a woman, like, you know, admire her beauty in these ways, such as men do.
Okay, let's go to it.
Yeah. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman and lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Okay. What does it say? Anybody want to take a shot at it?
God. Book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Mm-hmm.
But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Right. So what is the topic? What is the topic of what we're talking about right here?
That's why it's adultery.
Right. So that's where you want to start right there. He said, you have heard of old time. He's saying this is what was said in the law. And what is Christ doing right here? He is upping the law. He's bringing the law to a higher standard than what was written down before. He's not lowering the law. He's elevating the law and making it stricter. So, let's see real quick. Leviticus 18:24. What is the definition of adultery? I'll just say that.
It's like pretty much the woman had sex with another man outside of her husband, and the man has sex with another man's wife.
Right. That is adultery. That's it. Is that the only way?
With Christ said. If you pretty much, if you think about having sex with another man's wife, then you commit adultery.
Right. So if you just stay on that topic, get it, Brother Hand as well. You know what I mean? Because the Christians, they're cutting out the context of the adultery part of it. All they're hearing is lust after a woman. You committed adultery in your heart. How are you committing adultery? So you just got to find the definition of adultery in the Bible. Prove that it is sleeping with another man's wife. Because Christians teach that if a man sleeps with another woman while he's married, he's committed adultery. But we know that can't be true. Why? Malcolm.
Sir. Because Christ likened the kingdom to a man taking hold of 10 women.
Right. Even just straight point. How do we know a man sleeping with another woman is not committing adultery?
Oh, slightly.
Specifically in certain situations.
Because Jacob had 4 wives.
There you go. You know what I mean? The Bible permits a man to have more than one wife. How could you ever get another wife if every time a man slept with another woman, it was considered adultery?
Right.
So the only way you can commit adultery is to sleep with a woman that has a husband. There is no other way to commit adultery. It's either a man that is sleeping with another man's wife and a woman that's sleeping with a man that's not her husband. That's it. So read it again. All right.
Oh, God, sir. Moving on to chapter 5, verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time,
Right.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Right.
But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her has committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Right. So if you just expound on the word adultery and you read it that way, it just makes it very clear. For ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not sleep with another man's wife. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath already slept with her in his heart. Right? And that's your mind. Your heart is your mind. And so that's all it's saying. You shouldn't even have these thoughts because these thoughts are going to lead to actions. So he's preventing and upping your how I want to say it, upping your discipline, upping your spirit to be not carnal. You know what I mean? Not be weak in your flesh. So all of this, looking at a woman, if she's not married, then how can that be? Where's the sin? It has nothing to do with looking at a woman. It has everything to do with looking at another man. All right. Is that good enough? All right. The water. Let's go back. You got one? Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Can I get a Can I get a breakdown on 2nd Ezra 16 and 16?
Six and 16.
Yeah, second Ezra 6 and 16. Slocky. Second Ezra 16 and 16.
No way. 16 and 16?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we got it. Go ahead and read. And is there any specific?
No, I was going to ask, what is the arrow, which is shot of the mighty archer return?
What does that mean? Okay. Go ahead. Let's go over a couple of verses. We'll go to verse 14.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16.
Start at verse 13.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
For strong is his right, has that bendeth the bow.
Right. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. When you shoot an arrow, this is visual language. It's like it wants you to imagine someone's right hand got to be strong to pull that arrow back, right? Go ahead.
His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss
Mhm.
when they begin to be shot into the ends of the earth.
Right. So this is talking about the last days and the Lord bringing destruction onto the earth. And this is how it's going to come. It's going to be accurate. It's going to be strong. It's going to be fast. And you can't stop these things that are coming. Keep going.
Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
Right. So if you think about, they talk about the vials that get poured out and the angels releasing these things in Revelations. These plagues are getting sent to the earth. They're not going to return. They're not going to go away until they've consumed the earth. So everyone is affected by this. So everyone has experienced the suffering that comes along with these plagues that are coming. Keep going.
Verse 15, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth.
Right. What does that mean? Right. Go ahead.
So the arrows is like the nuclear missiles, and it's going to consume the foundations of the earth.
Not in this context. It's talking about plagues, so diseases, right? But it can mean a lot of these different things that are happening. It's just like all of the things that are happening in the last days to destroy us. It's not just one thing. Earthquakes, famine, these things are coming at like the Lord is sending these weapons to destroy the kingdoms of earth.
Okay.
So you know what I mean?
So it's more of a metaphor.
Right. This is more of a metaphor. And so when it says the fire is kindled, go ahead, Mawakan.
Sir, you saying this is the beginning, the starting of something that cannot be undone.
Right.
Taken away. If I may, it's actually a precept or future set that Christ talked about in Matthew 25. He talks about woe to those that get sucked. Woe to, he's talking about the end days.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much saying earlier releases, you can't take it back. This isn't something that they can take back at all. These heathen nations are going to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a single thing they can do to avoid it.
Damn right. Damn right. Yeah, I've never heard that word before. Future set is deep.
I was like, Christ talked about it later.
Is it a future set? It's still a precept. You know what I mean? But for sure, I'll take it. But yeah, he said the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of earth. Nothing's going to stop this. This is of the Lord. You can't stop this destruction coming. Let's keep going.
Verse 16, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backwards.
How do you know this is a metaphor? Well, I'm gonna give this brother a shot. Yeah.
It's a metaphor saying like the arrow is not going to be.
No, but how do you know that this is a metaphor?
It's more so symbolic.
We get that, but how do you know? I'm gonna give him a shot. What? It's not a trick question.
Simile is something that uses light or power.
There you go. All right. So the first word of the sentence says like. You know, just like in a rapper, when they say I'm hot like fire, they don't mean I am fire. This is a metaphor. You know what I mean? So that is the indication right there. This says like, right? Go ahead. One more time.
Verse 16, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backwards.
Yeah, have you ever seen that? It's not a boomerang. You know what I mean? When you shoot an arrow, it doesn't come back this way. It just goes one direction. Keep going.
Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
Right. It's once it's out, it's out. It's not going back. It's even with HIV, like it's still here. You know what I mean? They didn't get rid of syphilis. They may have given you some medicine to halt it or stop it, but once it's here, it's here. COVID is here. You know what I mean? Like once these plagues at the end come, they're not going back. They're going to be here. And it's going to be so strong, it's going to destroy and help take down these kingdoms.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So this is just the Lord showing his power and his might that in this prophecy that's to come. And that's one thing, even tying into the topic tonight. Tonight's topic is brotherhood. we are getting to a point in the truth where there was never a time to play around, but this for sure is not the time to play around. If that makes sense. Like you talk to people, talking to my rich, like my grandma, she's Jehovah's Witness, and they've been talking about the last days forever, for the past 50, 100, 70 years. I'm like, yeah, but we're not getting further away from the last days. You know what I mean? Like you can say we've been talking about it for 2,000 years, but we're not going in the other direction. Everyone knows that. We can agree on that we are moving closer to those end times. And as we're getting closer and things are coming to a point, and you just look at the news, you watch the technology, see what's going on TikTok, things that are happening in the world that have never happened before. Things that were not normal at any given time are normal now. There is a goddamn, what is it called? A reality TV show that's running the entire free world right now. Donald Trump. This is a joke we're living in. He's out here making deals with Saudi Arabia, making deals with China, making deals with the UK. And at any given moment, we could go into World War III, and it's on the news constantly. And so at this point in time, we have to lean on the brotherhood. We have to keep the brotherhood tight, because in times of suffering, in times of danger and death and destruction, if the brotherhood is not tight, other people's lives are at risk. Right? You know what I mean? So that's why I say we can't take it lightly. We have to make this real. We have to understand we really are a part of a military. We really are the only vestige for our people. You know what I mean? And some people get mad at the UBK for having this. They make it like it's prideful, but I don't know anyone else. You know what I'm saying? Right. Excuse me if I've looked though. It'd be one thing if I just was born into this and grew up in this life and just accepted it and was just continuing something. But I looked at everything else, Islam, Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita. I've read that, gone and looked into that. Buddhism, whatever, you name it. I've looked at it, researched it, Egyptology, African, this, whatever. And watched a lot of great leaders, speakers. Someone showed me someone that's wiser on earth right now than Commander Young. You know, damn, he quick, he on it. You got somebody out? Throw that.
What you're saying is
Yeah.
what you're saying is so heavy, because when I was in the world, like doing the same thing, trying to find out what the truth was, being a fake Christian, being a fake Israelite, being an individual, I would still tap in to General Muhammad's class.
Right.
And I said this while smoking a blunt in my room with my roommate.
Right.
I said, right here is one of the wisest men on the planet Earth.
Right.
And I understood that, not even being a part of this
Right.
at all. It's just like the wisdom that you can just glimpse from seeing the men that are appointed by the Most High to teach this truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's undeniable,
right,
that this is the only place that the truth can be taught. Right? And if anyone in the world will be able to recognize that, it's like a precept on that of like they'll know that we are wise people.
That's Deuteronomy 4:6. A wise and understanding people.
Okay,
yeah. Somebody pull that precept real quick. But yeah, get up brother hand for that, man. And that, like I said, to me, I could see how crazy that sounds to someone, and I get it. But when you just start lining people up, it's like, okay, these very rich and wealthy people, Bill Gates is not a wise man. Right. He has knowledge and he has wealth and power, but is he really a wise man? He can't teach you these things in his book. He doesn't. If you ask Bill Gates, does he support the rainbow community? He does. If you ask Bill Gates, is he okay with people getting high in his society? He's going to say yes. You see what I'm saying? Like, all of those things bring death, destruction, violence. So what good is all that knowledge he has? And you can just go down a list of famous, amazing people, rich, wealthy people, we see on the news right now. No, someone would say you were crazy to say that Commander Hanna was wiser than P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? He a billionaire. Like I could just imagine going to New York and arguing, yo, son, yo, oh, word to my mother. No, B, hell, who the fuck is Commander General? I never heard of the nigga. You telling me he's a billionaire? He worked with the I Show. He did this. He got that. He brought you Biggie Smalls. That changed the world. Hip hop is changing the fucking world. No, I don't give a. You Israelites, you sit on the corner, you yell at people. You niggas need to get some jobs. You a bunch of bums. Like, you know what I mean? He will really value or argue that this person is a wise man because of the material wealth and the things that he has, but I can't find anyone else. I search. So when we're saying that, and I got you, how much more important are the brothers and sisters in the UPK now? Like, you are a part of something that is very powerful and is very biblical, that the Lord has always left a sanctuary, always left a certain field. And there's another precept I want on that. And we're gonna get your comment real quick, and then we'll go to the precept.
I was gonna say they said the same thing about P. Diddy.
Right.
Yeah. Now P. Diddy, they said the same thing about him. They said he has money, he's this wise person, he's this high value person, and all the stuff. And now look at him now. He's in jail.
Right.
On trial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about he watched his woman get, have sex with another man.
Damn. You know what I mean? So that was even crazier. The glaze on the chest is wild. You know what I'm saying? But the same thing that is almost perplexing to people in the world, like, how is he doing all this, and why is he doing all this, and how is he going to destroy himself like that? To someone in the truth, it's like, oh, he's full of demons. He has no discipline. He doesn't believe in God. He doesn't follow the laws of God. So he has nothing over him to control him. So he does whatever he wants. It's very simple. It's not complex, but to someone else, it's almost confusing. That's why they say the Lord has used the simple things to confound the wise, paraphrasing, right? And it's like the wise things to us almost seem simple, right? Once you learn this knowledge. But go ahead with the one you got.
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6.
Right.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes, and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right. And so that's another thing. It's not complex that the men in the truth are wise men. Is because we follow the laws of God. Right. That's where our wisdom draws from. That's what makes us. I saw the brother Gadai once said, the men in the UPK are jumping the timeline. They're jumping ahead of the timeline because we're bringing wisdom from 4,000 years ago into today and still applying it. When everyone else says that's an old book, you should update what you believe because of the times changing. But we realize there are things that are universal. They don't change. No matter where you go, if you go to Mars, you shouldn't sleep with another man's wife. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Jupiter, you still shouldn't steal, and you still shouldn't do this, do that, and the third. Those laws are going to apply no matter where you go in the entire universe. And that's where the rest of the world changes. Because you go to Texas, they got different laws. You go to China, it's different rules. You go to Russia, you go to Oakland, you go to San Pablo, it's different rules. Each sector they want to change certain things, but our laws are universal. All right. Now I'm gonna ask for the precept that I wanted to say that there's always been a line. There's always been a group of men that were one and that follow the Lord. What is the precept to show us that what we're doing, what we're following, is not new? That I'm tricky with my question, but go ahead. I'm saying the question and the answer is that the UPK we're a group of men that are following the way, and that the Lord has done this before. My questions are hard to, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little vague. I gotta get better at asking questions.
John 4:22.
What does it say? That's not it, but
No, we worship.
okay, not quite. Could it be used? But now I want to be more specific, like showing that there is one truth. When I said that this is the wisest man that I know of, that is on earth, it's a bold statement. That means that we're following the wisest person, and that makes us the wisest men on earth. And they've always moved like that. The Lord has not done. There's these wise men over here, and there's these wise men over there. He's always going to leave men on the earth to lead the earth. That's getting a little bit more clear. All right. Give me 1 Kings 19 and 18. First Kings 19 and 18. Whoever gets to it first, whoever agree, and then we'll go on to a couple more precepts. But go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19 and verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel,
Right.
all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which have not kissed him.
Right. So what is this talking about? It's saying that the Lord left 7,000 men in Israel that didn't bow to Baal, which also means that everyone else bowed to Baal. There was a separation, there's a difference. And that's one thing I always do. It just helps me learn. And that's one of my teaching tools. So I always like to reverse whatever is being said. It just, you flip it on this other side and it reveals something to you. So you can take that there's 7,000 men that didn't bow to Baal, but also that there's 993,000 other people that did. There's almost 1 million or more that did do this thing. You understand? And that's the life and reality of us walking in the truth today. That everyone is bowing to Baal in some way, shape, or form. T.D. Jakes is bowing to Baal, just like Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan are bowing to Baal. Just like the Pope is bowing to Baal, just like your grandma that celebrates Easter, just like your cousin that does Halloween, just like your auntie that wants to follow Erykah Badu and become a voodoo priestess and lighting candles and sage in her house. All of them are bowing to Baal in one shape or form. Even fake Israelites that are professing to be in the truth, they're still bowing to Baal because they hate their brothers and they don't keep the laws and they're doing all these other things because they like brotherhood. Go ahead.
So this question. So you said, what is Baal? What is the meaning of the word?
No, I didn't necessarily ask that, but
No, I'm asking.
Oh, you're asking me?
I'm asking.
Okay. It's always good to have a Zondervan Bible dictionary. For time's sake, Baal is an ancient god of the Babylonians. He is one, they often say like you get the word Lord from this word Baal. It was just like their high god. You know what I mean? If it would be Zeus to the Greeks, it would be Horus, I think is the high god in Egypt. Whoever the high god is in these different what they call them, polytheistic, multi-god religions, he would be like their high god. So Baal, you hear about him throughout the Bible because they felt like they could gain the most power from following Baal. Yeah. Anything else? Good.
You know what? I wanted to ask you, Slaki, I wanted to ask you, what is the protocol if a woman was to get her period right in class?
Mm-hmm.
If she was to get her period right in class, what would be the protocol? If she wasn't on her period before she came here, and all of a sudden she came here, sat down, used the bathroom, all stuff, what would be the protocol?
So basically, it's not spookism, right? We don't want to go into even when we were talking about dead bodies earlier, the reason why you're unclean when you're around a dead body is sanitary reasons. You don't want to catch a disease from this dead body, bring it back, and you infect your entire nation, your entire people, your family, your household, and people start dying. You keep yourself quarantined, separated from everyone else to make sure that you don't your eye don't fall out, you know what I mean, next day. And then now you go in the house and everybody's eyes start falling out. You know what I mean? So you keep them separated in quarantine. That's the same thing with a woman being unclean on her monthly. She's emitting blood from her body in order to keep everyone sanitary. There's a time of separation from everyone else. So it'd just be like anything. She would just make sure she's cleaned herself up enough and just remove herself from the class and go to the car or whatever. Just go. You know what I'm saying? For safety reasons, we may have a guard go and watch while she's sitting in the car. You know what I mean? And that was just pretty bullshit. But it's not like, stop it. Just been told, get putting holy water on the sister, you know what I'm saying? How dare you? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, if there's nothing on the seats, and then if the class is over, we're not actually having an official class, sister could even come back. And, you know, just that seat is her seat. Don't let anyone else sit in that seat. If we were at a barbecue or something like that, sister could come. She's on her monthly. She just, that's her seat. Don't let anyone else sit on the seat. Well, all right. Anything else? Most High Christ, let's clap it up one more time. We're gonna reset. We're gonna get right into it. 8:30. Once again, let's just go to some precepts right now. Let's start this off. Tonight is Brotherhood. It's scripture breakdown, but Brotherhood I think is very important because as we get into these last times, just to reiterate the importance of this class, is that is the one thing that our enemy, Satan, can attack to destroy the school. That's literally it. This is why we talk about it so much. This is why we teach it so much, is because if the brotherhood goes, then the school will fall apart. Right. If we're able to maintain the brotherhood and we follow this Bible to a T, we follow what our King taught us, then there's nothing they can do to stop us. It's that pretty much that plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? The oppressors can't infiltrate us like the Black Panthers. They can't come in here and say, oh, I got all these guns from this Chinaman and we about to go rob a bank. Y'all know the Black Panthers would rob a bank, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is another thing. It's interesting. I see it on the TV. Even I've heard, a couple men say, like, the Black Panthers, they were giving out, breakfast, and they were harmless. If we really studied them, they were trying to go to war. They really were getting guns. They really did want to kill police officers. Right. They really did want to, fight against our oppressor. And so they were a threat to the United States government. When they said it was the number one threat, it's because they had a homegrown terrorist organization of people that wanted to do guerrilla warfare against the United States government. That is a threat. And if you're teaching little kids in the ghetto and you got 100,000 soldiers in America that's ready to go to war with America, that is a threat. You know what I mean? So with that being said, they were able to infiltrate and do all these things to them because their agenda wasn't of the Lord and they weren't following these laws and they were being carnal and their weapons were of this world. Our weapons are not of this world. They're not carnal. They're spiritual. So how can they attack us? All right. Now that's a question. That's a statement and a question. If you think about it, somebody give me that precept as well. Give me the weapons of our warfare is not carnal. What's that? Ephesians and 10. It was Ephesians in the 10th chapter. Try to get that real quick. Ephesians and 10. No, it was not Ephesians because it's not 10. So is it First Corinthians and 10? Go ahead.
So I said
Second Corinthians chapter 10, yeah. Verse 4. Go ahead. Go to verse 3.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 3.
Huh?
For though we walk in the flesh.
Right. For though we walk in the flesh, we are men, even though we're moving as men. Go ahead.
We do not war after the flesh.
Right. So how we win and defeat our enemy is not going to be to kill them physically. It's not going to be to harm the oppressor physically. We're not warring in the flesh. Go ahead.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Right. The things that we fight with are not carnal. It's not a bazooka. It's not an AK. It's not a Glock. It's not a 9mm. It's none of those things. Not a drone. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Go ahead.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right. But the thing that makes us strong is the Most High, our power. Right. And that is what's going to pull down these strongholds. That's greater than any other military might you can find on planet Earth. So if the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, then our weapons are what? Go ahead. Spiritual. There you go. Right. Now we're gonna bring it on home. If our weapons are spiritual, how do we get attacked?
We get attacked by falling away from the Most High.
Okay, but just being straightforward. It's not. I think I heard somebody say, "Go ahead."
Spiritual. Sorry.
Damn right. If our weapons are spiritual, then the enemy has to attack us spiritually,
right? Because
they can't attack us carnally by bringing a key here to the school and saying, "Kasar, sell a key of dope." I gave up my life of doing that to come here. I'm not going to get tricked out of the position now to fall for some ploy of some brother bringing a key in here telling me to sell. You know what I'm saying? I follow orders. I'm under rank order. My head doesn't tell me to sell this key of dope. I'm not selling the key of dope. If anybody so like, it's a lot, sir. I want to get checked. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the dog hard. These brothers, some cold brothers, man. They think almost outfly these brothers people. But for real, unless Commander Jayhana and General Muhammad start telling us we're not going to do that. So they can't attack us carnally. They have to attack us spiritually. So that's the point of why I say the only thing they can do to destroy this school is to destroy our brotherhood, because that's a spiritual bond, right? Let's go to the first precept by 1. Let's get 1 John 4:20. 8:26. What do we want to do?
I can got it. This is the book of First John, chapter 4, and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
If a man say, "I love God," and hateth his brother,
right,
he is a liar.
He is a what?
He is a liar.
Right. If you say that you love the Most High, but you hate your brother, you are a liar. We talk about fake Israelites, they say that we hate them. Right? But this is love. Because we're telling you the truth. We knew these things are happening in these organizations before anyone can see them, because we know they actually hate us. Is they're acting like, if you see them all the time, it's even interesting that one dude, Ariala, man, talks like, man, I can't listen to him talk. But he always says, "Yeah, Gorilla, I love you," and then proceeds to do a 2-hour breakdown about destroying his family. You know what I'm saying? And defaming his name. They call him all type. You know what I mean? Like he it's weird. You know what I mean? It's just being deceitful in how they're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're telling you here, we're correcting you, we're roasting you, but this is the reason why. And we've been saying it before. It's not like we just woke up and started acting like this one day. We've already said we're not affiliated, and we want everybody to come together, and you're not in the truth. So when something hits the fan, it's not like we switched up on you. You knew this is how we are. We're not in alignment with any of you, because we can't speak on what y'all doing, and then y'all reveal yourselves every time that y'all doing something weird. Right. And this is the reason why we keep saying this, and this is why you need to come join us, so that we can be brothers and we can actually do this thing the right way. All right. Keep going.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he has not seen?
Right. How can you love the Most High? You've never seen the Lord physically. You've never been to the fourth dimension. That's a very Christian spirit because they talk about God, they talk about Jesus all day, every day, but they don't actually do anything for their people. They take advantage of each other. They're in the Christian church hating each other. You've been in that environment. It's a lot of gossip in the Christian church. Y'all know about that? Or has that just been my experience? You see grandma coming home from church and a lot of people have these stories. Who was I watching the other day? He was like, man, did you ever believe in the church? He was like, no, I never believed in the church. He said, when I used to go to church, it was actually the brother Mapata's in Chicago. He was like, we used to think the pastor was a thief, a hustler. He's like, at a young age you saw that? He's like, yeah, we see the plate going around, but going home and Big Mama is treating you like evil and they talking about each other. And you even a kid can see through that very young. You know what I'm saying? And so that is normal in the world. We have to make sure that doesn't come into the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't have a group of people that are in one moment, oh, we love each other, this the brotherhood, this my nigga. And then when you separate this brother like that, I don't like this about him. He did this, this and that. Like, that is evil. You know what I'm saying? That's not of the Lord. That is backbiting, that's tailbearing. That is actually unlawful to do. And that can destroy a school and destroy the UPK. So we have to be men that protect it. Because once again, we talked about it like the weapons of warfare are not carnal, right? Yeah. Spiritual. So you have to have spiritual eyes on. So when you see this, if somebody's doing this, then what is going on in the spiritual realm? If someone is acting like someone in a Christian church, and this is cool, then after that, then it's talking about them, hate them, blah, 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 negative things to say, then what's going on in the spiritual realm? What? Who raised the hand? I think so.
There's demons like whispering into this person's ears.
Exactly.
Lucky even like damn near talking for them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then trying to invite more demons onto the people that they're talking to.
Damn right. That's the mind state that you have to have. Those are the goggles that you have to see what is going on in the spiritual realm. That is this an attack? So the same way you're on guard, like you're not gonna let just anybody come in the door. Somebody banging on the door. Oh, somebody started banging on the door right now. Everybody would stand up. Everybody would be like, "Oh, what's going on? There's some weird stuff going on. Like, who is that? Grab the sword. Grab whatever you need. We're gonna protect ourselves because someone is a threat and they're trying to attack us." It's the same way. If you're seeing something that is not of the culture of the Bible, not of what our King taught us, that is an attack on the brotherhood, and you have to defend and fight against it. If you get swept up in it, it's like you start banging on the door with them. Both of y'all banging on the door, you're both trying to destroy our school. We need to fight against that. Understand? All right. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 16. Go on to the law.
19 verse
16.
Oh, I can got it.
19 and 16.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 16. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Right. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
Right. Can someone look up a talebearer? What does that mean? You might want to take a shot at it before we get the actual definition. Gotta get this Alexa. Alexa, she's back on. Alexa, what is the definition of a talebearer?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, one that spreads gossip or rumors. By the way, you have a new notification.
Okay,
Do you want
Alexa,
to hear
stop. No. Alexa, what is the definition of gossip?
As a noun, gossip is usually defined as idle talk or rumor, especially about the personal or private affairs of others. As a verb, gossip is usually defined as to talk idly, especially about the affairs of others. Go about
Alexa.
tackling.
Alexa, stop. You know what I'm saying? So historically, gossip is something that is very feminine. You understand? Like talking about someone else's business. I remember reading this book. I think it was called Rich Dad Poor Dad. He was like, mind your own business. The whole chapter was like, mind your own business. But he's literally saying, like, keep your mind on your business, your job, making money, building up your house. You know what I'm saying? If you focus it on this, like they literally made a show called Real Housewives. Now, brother may watch it because the brother's watching the women on the show. That's about it. Outside of that, I don't give a damn what is going on in these bars' lives and who is this young jock slept with this broad, they kids and this, they, who gives a damn about? I don't got time for this. You know what I'm saying? Who got time for that? It's what women like to do. And to be a part of it, not only is it destructive if it's negative about other brothers in the school, it's destructive because it's not constructive. You know what I mean? Like, what are our talk is vain. Why are we not talking about taking over the city? Why are we not talking about building up this podcast? Why are we not talking about how we can increase our views on social media? Why are we not talking about where's the next camp location? Why are we not talking about fixing it? Like, what are we even talking about right now? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing even coming of this conversation. So if you're wise and you have that spiritual mindset, you're going to redirect it. You're going to shut it down. You're going to call it out. No matter what rank you have, you can always say, Salagi, sir, this conversation has nothing to do with me and it's not going anywhere. Is there something else we can, you know what I mean? Like, you can correct someone over you. And you should. You understand? And like I said, I have even been in this situation before where it's like, man, I'm in this conversation with this brother, and it's not pleasant. It's a disagreement. It's an art. And a younger officer, then both of us was like, Spock, I don't want you. Y'all seem like you have an issue going on here. I need y'all to call and get counsel. Y'all need to end this conversation. Yeah. Never heard it like this before. We kept going. You're like, Spock, yes, sir. Say it again. If y'all do not call right now and take this to counsel, I'm taking both of you to counsel. You understand? And it's like, damn, he was able to cut that demon that was on both brothers at the time. And it's like, oh, shoot, right. Got on the call, got it resolved immediately. Gained the brother right back, and that demon fled. The demon was trying to attack both off of pride or whatever it was to get us focused on this issue right here in the middle, which was really tearing the brotherhood away. A younger officer saw that and was wise enough to say, no, this is not how it goes. This is not what we do, and corrected that situation and move forward. You know what I mean? So we never want someone to be so much of a soldier that you are not. I don't even know what the word I can say. Like, we all have to be soldiers. We all have to be in order. But don't confuse being in order without, damn, I don't know what the best word I'm saying. Go ahead. What's the best way I'm trying to describe this?
Be able to speak up
Yes.
as well, but just
We all are men. You understand?
yeah.
I mean, that's the best way they can say it. Like, rank is here to have order. We go in a situation, someone needs to be in charge. Someone needs to be held accountable for what's happening here. So that one person was put in charge of the situation. That's pretty much it.
Right.
Outside of that, if you see something, speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Do what is right. And if you're right, it will be, you learn from the generals, you learn from the captains, you come to class, you learn what is right. You study this Bible, you know what is right, and you learn about brotherhood, you know the decision that you need to make in that. And so you make that decision, regardless of whatever rank you have. But it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You always deliver. You don't want to be, it's like, sir, you acting like a bitch right now. It's like you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to entreat someone that's over you like a father. The same way you would say if your father, I think you got a little bit too much to drink tonight, Dad. It's the same way you would want to talk to someone that's over. Right. You understand? Anybody had any comments or something real quick? Go ahead.
So like this, I was just gonna say, like, you just come at them and just be like, with all due respect, sir, I don't think you should be doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we do.
Right. And that's exactly how that brother did that in that situation. I didn't feel offended. He said the right thing. He was right, and he made the right decision and fixed the problem. You understand? So, yeah, do it that way. It shouldn't be any issues. If there's an issue in that way, then what do? We take it to account. You know what I'm saying? And that gives it all resolved. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 16. But that one is in Leviticus. That's a law. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get my. Damn it. Let me go to. Y'all want to hold that? We'll just get one brother pull this one. Go to Matthew 23 and verse 23. It's one of my favorite precepts. I say that a lot too. I have a lot of favorite precepts. But
Book of Matthew chapter 23 and verse 23, sir.
Go ahead.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
Destruction unto you, scribes and Pharisees. Go ahead.
Hypocrites.
Right.
For ye pay tithe of mint and and
cumin,
and have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
Right. Like you paying tithes, you're giving up your cumin, your spices, whatever you need. This is a law. You feel righteous. You are a scribe, but destruction is coming to you because you omitted or left out the weightier matters of the law. You are not focused on these things, and you still feel righteous because you're doing these other things, not realizing this is small and this is very heavy. Go ahead, keep going.
Judgment, mercy, and faith.
Damn, judgment. Go ahead.
Mercy and faith.
Mercy and faith. Go ahead.
These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Right. You have to have these things done. That law in Leviticus, just think about it. It's very easy and very Christian almost to be a fake Israelite and go to your mama's house and see her eating pork and tell her she's a sinner. How easy is that to do? To go to any restaurant and see everybody in there eating pork, eating crab, eating shrimp, eating lobster, getting a tattoo, dressing like a whore. You can point them out and say that they are in the world and they're sinners. But who thinks about someone that's a talebearer, someone that's spreading rumors and gossiping as a sinner? Just like someone eating a pork sandwich. Like, you should be just as disgusted if I was up here eating bacon right now when someone's doing that. You should be just as offended in seeing that. Like, aren't you decent prophet of God? Sorry, why you got the crab on the table? You understand? You know that's a law? You should know that's a law. Don't do this. This is a law too. If you're doing this, you're breaking a commandment of God. You understand? Right. And it's very serious, and it's not something to take lightly. All right? All right. So don't omit the weightier matters of the law. These things that are not carnal things, judgment, mercy, all those things are spiritual things. And it's not something you can just point to and look like, oh, look, he got bacon in his hand. No, this person has no mercy. you need to make sure that is the forefront, not the latter.
Right.
You understand? We can all stop eating pork. That's the easy thing. But the hard stuff is doing these things right here, which is the most important. All right. Now go back to the priest about how I want it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
These 6 things does the Lord hate.
Right.
Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Right.
A proud look,
Mm-hmm.
a lying tongue,
Right.
and hands that shed innocent blood.
Right. Yeah, that's a very heavy. Like the order of these things, it gets more severe. It's like these things the Lord hates, and then one is like an abomination. One thing the Lord really despises, and he's like, man, shedding innocent blood is a very evil thing to do. That is a very wicked and evil thing to do. It's one thing even to kill someone that may have done something to you. But it's another thing to kill someone that hasn't done anything at all. Right? Go ahead.
So I kill. Verse 18, and heart that deceiveth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. Verse 19, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
And he does what?
Soweth discord among brethren.
The Lord hates this type of behavior. To sow discord among brethren, to bring a negative anything about someone else to someone else, that is a very evil thing. So then, if you have this issue, you resolve that issue to bring it to someone else. What good of it is going to do other than make the issue bigger, make someone have an issue with someone else they never had with, to bring them to your side, which nothing of that represents the Lord.
Right.
It's not how Christ operated. It's not how the priests and prophets of the Bible operated. It's a demon, and it's something that is very dangerous. You understand? It's very dangerous. So go ahead. Is anything else on that one?
Verse 20, my son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thy heart and tie them about thy neck.
Right. Go ahead, young man.
So like I said, in this context, is the word mother mean wisdom? The law of thy mother?
Law. This is literal.
Literal, okay.
My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Meaning, this is your culture, the things that your people, your parents were taught. Don't go away from the things you were raised with.
Got it.
And then spiritually, like coming to the truth, you have spiritual fathers, spiritual mothers that are teaching you things. So, like as a young man growing and coming in the truth, like, hey, don't forsake the teachings of the men that run the school. Right. Don't go against the things that they have taught you. Don't forget those things. You know what I mean? Because it's very important to hold on to these things. It'll save you out of a lot of trouble. It'll allow you to move and advance, you know what I mean, spiritually in the truth. All right. All right. So let's drop that. It's almost, we got a couple more minutes. Let's see, brother. A couple more. Give me 1 Timothy 5 and 13. And then I'll open up the floor for any comments too as well. Because and it's not hard. What does the Bible say? These commandments are not grievous. It's easy to do these things. But it's like there is a high. There is a lust. I remember hearing Jeremiah say that before. Like it's very lusty. People arguing and just wanting to fight, and that whole vibe is a lusty thing. It's like, what happened? Oh, really? He did what? You know what I'm saying? Like, he did what? The sister did her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something you're getting something out of it, but it's really just feeding some demon. You know what I mean? It's really nothing. You're not getting anything out of it. I mean, it's like eating unhealthy. There's no nutrients in this, no substance in this, but you feel like you're gaining something because it's really just a carnal thing, I guess I would say. Right? It's not spiritual. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 13. And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house.
Right.
And not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies,
Damn.
speaking things which they ought not.
Right. And this is interesting too because it talks about the women oftentimes. Like in verse 11, it says, "But the younger widows refuse, but when they have begun to wax wanton against Christ, they will marry, having damnation because they have cast off their first faith. And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house." Like grandma used to have a statement, idle hands are the devil's workshop. That's another thing coming into the truth to help fight demons. If you keep yourself busy in the work, you keep your mind focused on the work of the Lord, it can help you cast off a lot of demons. You know what I mean? Because you can't be in class, going to camp and smoking weed. It's just something's gonna have to give. You know what I mean? Like you're just not gonna have enough time to be doing these things if you immerse yourself in the work of the Lord. And so a lot of times in that vibe, especially women, if they're not busy and they just have a lot of free time, they're going to get into evil. You know what I mean? Wandering from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers also and busybodies, speaking things they ought not, right? And so that's the same thing. Busybodies going to house, spreading information, talking behind this, talking about that, and none of it has to do with yourself. Talk about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Well, man, somebody said something heavy. It was like, you over here fighting and battling me all this. How about you go battle your addiction? I think Jim Hyman said that recently. Are you worried about this? How about you go fight against that? The hell are you over here talking about what somebody else got going on? How about you clean yourself up and make sure your house is clean? Take that plank out of your eye before you worry about the speck in someone else's. Mind your business, and then your business will grow. All right, keep going. I should have entitled that for the class tonight. Let's drop that one. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 4 and 11. This is brotherhood. That is love for one another. That's what Christ died for. He set up a situation in order to deal with conflict, resolve issues. Very simple. As long as we follow it, then this school will continue until Christ returns. But the minute we get away from that, that is just as quickly as Satan can destroy this whole thing.
I can that.
Well,
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4 and verse 11. And that ye study to be quiet and to do your own business.
To do what?
And to do your own business.
Be quiet. Shut your goddamn mouth. You sisters out there, shut your goddamn mouth. How you focus on somebody else's household and what this person's husband? Did you know, girl? He did that. Mind your goddamn business. Mind your own business. You understand? That is not helping you. It's not helping them. You're not taking into account. What are you talking about? You understand? That's a demon. Learn to get away from that. And for damn sure, Aki better not be on that time. Right. You understand? So I'm gonna get, it's weird. Yeah. I'm gonna get Karak on you. It's a lot. He gonna talk to you crazy. He gonna call you all kind of names. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You know, this is weird. Go ahead.
And to work with your own hands.
Right.
As we commanded you.
Right. This is the commandments. But yeah, we gotta do work. Faith without works is dead. If we're not working, then the whole school is dying. You know what I mean? If we focus on the work, we don't have time to worry about anything else outside. You understand? All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to James 3 and 7. Then I got maybe it's almost 6 more minutes. Let's open up the floor. Brothers, anybody that's gonna have comments on that.
Oh, I can got it. This is the book of James, chapter 3, verse 7. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and have been tamed of mankind. Verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison.
Damn. This is a heavy one, Mawakan. You want to break that down?
Sir. So I was at the right verse 6.
You said you want to go up a verse?
So it was at 6.
I think we started at verse 7. But yeah, these verses above are heavy, so I might go to that in a second.
Verse 6.
Let's start at verse 5.
James chapter 3 and verse 5.
Right.
Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth.
Hold on, man. This whole thing, we're gonna end it on this then, because this is one of my I said it a lot. Like I said, I got a lot of favorite precepts. But this is also one of my favorite ones. So we're just gonna end it on this one. We're gonna go up read these seven words. So start to verse 2.
James chapter 3 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
For in many things we offend all.
Mm-hmm.
If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body.
Right, what does that mean?
So this is pretty much saying that if you're able to not offend the word, you're able to control yourself in all ways. So control what you say,
Right.
Control how you act.
I'm right. Perfect. Keep going.
So verse 3. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body.
This is like a metaphor talking about how you control what you put in someone's mouth, you control exactly what they do. Like in the same way that the white man, they control us spiritually. Like in the Maccabees, they gave us pork.
Mm-hmm.
And through pork, they're able to make us fall away from the rest of the law.
Not quite.
Oh, come.
Read verse 3 again.
Come. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body.
Right. Maybe if you go, I'll just bring anybody. You want to take a shot? Yeah. All right. This is the context. It's talking about the words that you use, the things that you say.
Right.
Go ahead.
So like I said, I feel like the brother's right about it being a metaphor. The bit meaning when there's a saddle on the horse is connected to the leather and the bit is in the horse's mouth, and you turn the horse this way to the direction that it goes.
Right.
So the metaphor is speaking on basically, what comes out of our mouths can ultimately control our behaviors. Ultimately, the things that you speak on your daily conversation is kind of like a reflection of who you are.
You on it? If that maybe I missed that part. Is that kind of what you were saying, or is it I missed? Okay, maybe I just missed kind of what you were saying.
It's like
but
basically when you come into the UPK and start learning, we're talking about this every day. We're doing precepts every day to learn more.
Right.
You're only thinking about that. You're only speaking on that, so your life is going to reflect that stuff.
Okay, that's true. But the context of this whole thing is talking about how powerful your tongue is, and We'll read a little bit further, then I'll just double back and explain.
Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth.
Right. So now, is that verse about the horse making sense again? In the context of the tongue and speaking in your word. Break it down, all comment. Both of them, the horse. You don't have to go line for line, but how is the horse in this boat, in this example? What is it saying?
It's saying that the smallest part of this vessel, including the horse itself of that body, is controlled by the smallest thing, which is the tongue.
Exactly. So bring it on. How is the tongue in this analogy?
Oh, it's like it's what controls what you do, or what controls how you're gonna move about, how people around you are gonna move about.
What does?
Your tongue.
Which
the words that you use, the words that you speak to people.
Exactly. Get it, brother. Exactly. The things that you talk about are way more powerful. So there's a lie that we grew up in the world. They say 6 stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. Yeah, words do hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Like, things that you say have an effect on your environment and someone else's life. And if you are not in control of that, imagine having a horse and riding it without the bridle. You see what I'm saying? That's why I always flip it. You get a real good picture if you take the analogy and flip it on his head. You ride on a horse, you put this little bar in its mouth. The horse is, how much is the average horse weight? Or Clydesdale, how much is a horse? I'm 1,500 pounds, 1,100, 1,200 pounds. But how big is that bar in its mouth? Like 2 pounds, maybe, pound and a half. Less, you know what I'm saying? But that is what's controlling this horse. The small part, this big old boat, it's thousands of pounds. But the little thing that's steering it left and right is about as big as this, you know what I mean? It's what's controlling this thing. And so in that analogy, imagine a boat without that little thing. It's just reckless. It's about to go anywhere. It's going to crash. A horse without the bridle is just like, you ain't even got no control. You just, you know what I'm saying? You're going to fall off the horse. You're going to run into something. So that is how it is. If you allow that to move in the truth, it's just like a bunch of horses running chaos, running around, talking and blah, 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 blah. There's nothing good at this coming. It's all negativity. It's not positive, nothing constructive. And they're running in. It's going to destroy this house like we just let some random horses roll. You understand? So keep going.
Verse 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member,
right,
that boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Verse 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body.
Right. This little small thing can destroy not only yourself, but the body of Christ. The talking, the backbiting, the gossiping, that can destroy the entire body. And it's literally like, man, if you just cut off the tongue, you're not able to talk. They always talk about, they say the tongue is a two-edged sword. Like, you can either bring life and teach someone and raise them up, or you can destroy someone and bring them down by the things that you say. Right. So it's not a light thing. It's a very important thing. It's a very heavy thing to pay attention to. Go ahead.
And setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell.
Right. So it's like a little kindle on the fire, a little spark. If we just spark a little corner of this and just let it burn, eventually it can take this whole table and take down this whole building and take down this whole block of all these buildings connected just by a little kindle of fire. Right. Keep going.
Verse 7. For every kind of beasts and of birds and of serpents and of things in the sea is tamed and hath been tamed of mankind.
We just heard a couple weeks ago. What was the big topic of the day? 1 gorilla versus 100 men. You understand? Like, it is a big debate. People like, man, this gorilla gonna mess up these people. But in reality, we have gorillas in the zoo because we do have weapons We're not just 100 men fighting one gorilla. We're intelligent. We have tactics. We can put a gate here. We can put a banana in the thing and walk him right into there. Humans have tamed all animals, lions, bears, tigers, whatever you want, the alligator. We can control and maintain wild animals that are way stronger than us because of our intelligence, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame.
Yeah, don't check me, nigga. Check the broad. Like, don't lock up the gorilla. Shut your goddamn mouth. You wise enough and strong enough to tame a lion, but you can't shut the hell up talking about other people. You're a weak man. You need help. You're sick. You know what I'm saying? Right. Get stronger. I don't give a damn if you can bench press 300 pounds. Can you shut your goddamn mouth? Can you focus on your work that you need to do? Right. If not, then what strength do you really have? You know what I'm saying? Mosaic curse. I can hear you.
It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Verse 9.
Right.
Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men.
Damn.
Which are made after the similitude of God.
Right. So we can bless God and thank you, Jesus, just like the Christian church. Now the same mouth. Oh man, Barakatah Yahweh outside for the truth. Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Boom Yazala. Man, that nigga ain't I get saying every time this nigga come around, you always got something. Out of the same mouth, you just profess to be a brother and a man in the truth, and then you use something to attack your own brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's very evil. Go ahead.
Slocky, sir. I was gonna say it's called speaking out both sides of your mouth.
I like that. Get that brother hand. You got something else?
Not all. I was gonna say it's a scripture in Proverbs which says you keep your tongue, keep your life, something like that. I think it's Proverbs 21.
Okay. So good precept. If you find it, we can write it down after and then go from there. But for time's sake, we're going to keep it moving. Let's read this last verse right here, verse 10.
Book of James chapter 3 and verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be.
Right. That's not how it should be. You know what I mean? So being wise is learning that, controlling that. Can you get caught up in it? Can you get swept up in it? Yes, anybody can. But if you snap back, it's the same way. It's like lusting after another man's wife, like the brother brought out. It's like wanting to do something wrong and man, I just want to get high today. It's like, damn, no, that's a demon. You push that away. All right, not gonna do that. Right. It's like, damn, I was entertaining. Hold on. This is not. Let's talk about something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to catch it and be aware and have your spiritual eyes open, and that will, I'm telling you, like, in this school will grow. This truth will grow because that is what the Lord is showing is very important. It's literally like the last vestige of Esau. Like, it's his last tool. You understand? And General Agala was saying it, you know, he's like, General Muhammad don't like when I get like this. He was like, man, I'm conspiracy theorist a little bit. And I think, you know, Esau will send people into the school to try to destroy the school. That's not too hard to think about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, have you ever even thought in your mind that this brother might not be? You know what I'm saying? Who he say is? Right. Are you doing this on purpose? It's possible. I don't know. Still my brother, because we're not doing nothing wrong together. I love you. I'm gonna fight, kill, die for you, just like anybody else. It hasn't been revealed to me. But whether it's a spiritual, you just look at it the same way. You don't have to separate it. If the white man is the devil, and these demons work with the devil, spiritually, you are like being a spy right now. You are being an FBI agent. You are in the Black Panther, they call you either a revolutionary or a counter-revolutionary. You either with me or you're against me. That's what Christ said. There's no gray area. So it's like, are you working with the people? You know what I'm saying? Like, Slack is, sir, what's going on here? What is going on here? Because you're not fighting demons, you're growing demons. That's like working with the police to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like somebody trying to convince you to eat pork is the same way somebody's trying to convince you to sin and do this thing here. You know what I mean? So be on guard, you see it, move around it, and you know what I mean? And let the Lord handle it. The same way if it was some CIA agent want to come here or FBI, whatever, and destroy this thing, Lord will reveal it and handle it. That's their issue. But I can't fall victim to their trap because that's the last thing. Right. The CIA or FBI went with the Black Panthers and convinced people to sleep with white women, convinced them to sell drugs, convinced them to kill each other. That's how they destroyed them. The only thing they can do is convince us to hate each other. It's the last tool. They're going to try to do that over and over and over again on the spiritual side, on the carnal side, either way where it's coming from, not on my watch. You know what I'm saying? All right. So that's it. Either I got the last comment before we go. Go ahead. We'll close it out.
So, sorry, I was going to say, if the CIA or FBI agent come over here, we're going to try to divert him over to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
We're not even going to try. We're going to make it. This is not an option. You have to obey the Lord in here. You know what I'm saying? You have to. Brotherhood is not an option. It's mandatory.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these laws have to be enforced. It's a commandment to love your brother as you love yourself. So that's how we keep it clean. You know what I mean? If someone comes, like, yeah, I also said that on my first day here. He said, are you that? The hell no, I just got off a case of no, sir. You know what I mean? But he's like, even if he was, we just make you righteous. Like, what's our God? I said, Spirit, like, that's the UPK. And that's literally it. Like, you seeing this, you fight that demon. No, right. Going to council. No, we're not doing it. No, we're not talking. They can't grow in here if you just keep fighting it. Right. You have to either leave or you're going to have to change. There's no in between. You know what I mean? All right. Stand up again. Let's do the security announcements. And we're going to close. I'm going to give it to Officer Marvel Simon. We got the security announcements right here. All right.
This is the ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. This is a rule for a new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes. This is a commandment found in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. In the Hebrew, it's Mayasharah. It means 10. The 10% of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. You go to ISUPK.com and click donate at the top of the page. Donate your time.
That's right.
The priest fund. This is a free will offering for priests. It is not mandatory. You can give whatsoever amount you like. The upcoming Holy Convocation, Salaki, I believe we are currently in the Feast of First Fruits. And that is going to be until June 8th. That's Sunday, June 8th, 2025. All right. If any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, you must begin to wear all black. That's boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. Men of Israel, Ahmadiyya. Men of Israel are going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher at the podium. Men of Israel, Amanim Shabbat. Imagine, Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yahshua Brakatham.
Shem Yahshua Brakatham.
Yajamata. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy to the sisters online. Men of Israel, Amadu Sabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yahshua Brakatham. Yajamata. Dismiss.